Let's get it. Happy and blessed Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. So much for plugging in. I'm grateful for you. I'm also grateful for each of you having taken the time of those who attended the convention while we were just at this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and mute these lines. Let's see. Let me mute these lines. Awesome. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, only because it's only a handful of us. We may have some others that join in. So this is what I'm going to do. Cindy, I'm going to put you at, well, actually, no, Pito, I'm going to go ahead and put you as co-host because I think you may be familiar with the way Zoom works. And if there's others that come in and they need to be admitted, you should be able to admit them for me. So I can go ahead and just focus on what I'm going to serve. But again, I love that excitement. Let's do it again. Who's thrilled about convention? Who's like brain is on explode mode right now? Yeah, like I see it in the photos. I see it in the cameras and screens. We are super fired up and super amped. So look, one of the things that we were speaking about, and I could say this for any of those that have been with me, any of those that have been beside me. I know we were just at a sit down, but also, hey, what's going on? What's going on? I think that was Tony. Ooh-wee is right. Ooh-wee is right. I see Millie hopping in. Okay, you got me on that then? Okay, perfect. Please, yes, you got me on that. I'm so used to hosting and not getting the help is not, what I'm used to. Anyway, this is one of the things I wanted to propose. I had a chance to briefly mention it to you, but I'm also going to do it team-wide. If you notice, I changed the chat name to Team Access. That is our team, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me tell you something that I thought about for some time, and I just want to paint a little bit of the vision for you so that it makes sense. Each one of us, we know we're our own independent business owners. So you can always think in the long run what you want your team to be. Okay, no problem. But the way I see it is that if I don't feel it, I can't do it. And I can't bring the sincerity and being genuinely myself and being passionate about something if I can't feel it and believe it. So when it came to us picking and deciding on a name, understand I'm a personal enrollment of Xavier Marrero, our senior vice president. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for this gentleman, just because he never counted me out. Even when I counted me out, he always counted me in. And I thank him for paving the way and putting me in a position to win. You all already have heard and know the story to a certain extent, but in general, I'll tell you, I know God will continue to bless him because he is a blessing with everybody that he ever partners with, ever includes in his life, ever cross paths with him. And I'm just one of them. And I'm looking here to serve all of you in that function. And maybe in ways that hopefully, if you weren't familiar with them, now you know what time it is. Now you know how serious it is. Cindy, there's or Pito, Ida's in the waiting room to let her in, please. Thank you. So with regards to this opportunity, I just want to be able to serve you all on another level. I just want to be able to serve you that much more. And when we get on our larger team group chats and trainings, I can't hear you. I don't, it's just, we have hundreds, and then in the larger ones, even thousands, like Millionaire Mindset or the Alliance, for example, BP University, those opportunities are not times for us as Team Access to partner up and work with. And I want to serve you in that function. So as far as picking the name, when I think about Team Access, it's because I think about my days as a client. And even now that I am going to participate in the 720 challenge, we're going to circle back around to that topic. But with me being passionate about what having good credit grants you access to, I've been giving this thought for actually some time. I had been thinking about what could be a team name, what was something I felt like I could connect with. And yes, we are relentless, but as we continue to grow, I really want us all to have that much more of an opportunity to grow and step into leadership. So that's where we're having our identity. So we are still, of course, Team Relentless all the way. We rocking it, we go. Of course, Team FES first and foremost. But then again, when we are taking ownership of the travel and the journey and the accountability of our relationships, then that's where we go ahead and decide differently. So that being said, Team Access to me is just a direct result of what I feel like having good credit, having your finances in order, and being able to have a game plan to get to where you want to be is how it's connected with the word access, right? Because you get to access more options when you have financial buying power. You get to access more options when you're the one that walks into whatever dealership and you decide whether or not you want to walk out with that car that day, and you know whether or not you like the interest rate or whether or not that's the vehicle that you want to drive. So when it comes to granting yourself access, I wanted our team to relate to that. I wanted our team to have an identity that we felt like we could connect with. And again, that's where the whole idea of Team Access came from. I look forward to being able to celebrate each and every single one of your own very team names in the future when you find yourself at that position of growth. Because if I'm taking this step forward now, Trust and believe that everything in your hands gives you the ability and the capability, access, and the way, as well as the system on how you can make it done, how you can make it happen. And even more now with Rocket Lawyer. Who's excited about Rocket Lawyer? Drop some ones in the chat if you're excited about, okay, I see the claps. I like that even better. Awesome. Yes. So Rocket Lawyer. And to know that the lady that gave her testimony to Paramount Nike, Tanya Henry, is an agent within our organization. So I know her personally. I've known her from before FES. She's been paying over 10 years, $39.99 for Rocket Lawyer, and she's used it for divorces, for prenups, for you owe me, for leases agreements, for rental. Like, it's just wow. And then to know that they're gonna give us that value and drop the monthly rate by $20. And on top of that, I can still refer 5 people and not pay nothing, but you're still going to offer me more. So I think that one of the panelists didn't actually explain this. And I was like, man, if it were me, like on the panelist session with it, where Chet Seeley said, how else do you think that having this new change, the new brand, and all, how do you think you're going to introduce that when it comes to presentations, right? So for me, one thing I would share to you too is also building the expectations. So now with our new brand and our new company and our new system, and the way that we're going to have that much more of benefits to the clients in the long run. Now, I think one of the things I'm going to want to do as far as doing, sharing the program for our clients on the protection plan membership and the value that we bring to the table, one of the things that I'm going to highlight as well is how within the time that they're getting their credit repaired, where that's the harder part of the work, that's the more tedious, the more of the attorneys are doing that side with the credit analysis, as well as creating the dispute letters to fight and challenge and remove all those negative items. Once the hard labor has gotten worked through, now we're going to sit there and drop your price by $20 a month, but offer you a focus on other things. And I'm telling you right now, like Rocket Lawyer, I'm thinking in my head, how many other things I can use that for? So again, when I tell you team access, that's because I literally have my own S corporation already. Like I had prayed about it. And, you know, God gave me he planted the seed. I got the thought, you know, and it was just something that I wanted to be able to bring to light. To also tell you as far as my commitment to it, my passion about it, and what it means, like where did it all come from? But again, with regards to UEE, like UWE, I said we're going to be like, ooh-wee, all over the place. And also having that app, one of the notes that I took, I know will be about the expected number. I think it was send out a minimum of 2 to 5 messages a day through the Wealth Generators or Wealth Educators app, and then to be maintaining engagement with at least 10 people. So maintaining engagement might just be a follow-up from someone that had previously seen the information, looking at the task for the day and checking out what else it is that you can do with regards to someone else that you may have connected by way of that app. So I know that's something I'm definitely going to implement. Now, as far as our weekly calls, we all spoke in general, thinking that on Sundays at 9 p.m., we can have our very own team access Zooms. This will be where I'll present a training topic. I'll go through assignments, like they say, and it'll also allow for all of you to have an opportunity to reach out to me to let me know the ways I can help serve you. A lot of you have already expressed to me about PBRs, having your businesses launched, the potentials you've been contacting, all the leads you've been generating this past weekend. Congratulations to you. A huge round of applause for all of you, not only for being those that came out to convention, but also for wanting to take your business to the next level and even deciding to want to get started in the first place. But where we're at right now, to know that we were on the ground floor, where we were at right now, to know that we were one of the 3,000 agents that purchased the ticket to be at convention, where I've sat down in the room with convention events that have had 20,000 plus attendees after 10 years, and we've been in business for 17, that just means that when we are literally about to be in every single household and through all the entire United States of America and the surrounding territories. That's just period. That's it. I'm telling you, to even have witnessed, understand when I got started, one of the very first events, I think Mike Burgos maybe was an EVP. And this man was ranked number 3 or 4 top income earners in the whole entire company. Like, and it was funny because at the Super Saturday we went to last, he was mentoring, he was coaching, he was just speaking to a little crowd of Team Relentless agents. And I turned around and I said, y'all are lucky. And they were like, yeah. And I said, you need to listen to every single thing this man will say, because you want to know something? He wasn't as nice back then as he is now. And they just all started laughing. I said, no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He's a beast. But he was a lot more mean. He's just better now because over time he's been refined. And that's exactly what's going to happen to all of you. So I'm not saying any of you are mean at all. I know I can be mean. At least the people, I'm mean all the time. But other than that, I will tell you that when it comes to growth, if you believe that you want to grow, the doors in the relationship, the doors will open, the relationships will happen. And the most valuable currency that there ever will be is that in human relationships. That is your most valuable currency, because none of you would even be here right now if you couldn't stand each other. And I'm so glad that you all get along. I'm so glad that the vibe is good. But if you hated me, you are not going to partner with me, and you probably would quit by now. So let's just be real. I want you to think about the way that you can start a relationship at one point and how far you can take that relationship. Has everything to do with the goals that you set and implementing a system and a plan that works. So when you take that into account, Sunday nights, we're going to be having the 9 o'clock meetings. I've changed the group name chat to Team Access. For now, it says Convention 2021, but I will then shift it. So we set it up for all of our agents. And I do want us to definitely work on follow-ups. Now, Cindy has already scheduled me for a 3-way call tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Huge shout out, everybody, light it up in the chat for Cindy. That's boss. That's, she was one of my very first, or my second senior. She was one of my very first senior field trainers, or second, I believe. And, definitely for it to be family and blood and someone that I could share with, someone like a sister to me, it's amazing. But all of you have what it takes. All of you have what it takes. It's just going to start with that initial decision. So I'm here for you, and we are going to meet Sundays. Please sticking consistent as well with the other trainings. Understand, we have the 8 o'clock Alliance call on Sundays. We have the 9 p.m. VP University calls Mondays that stream through Facebook and Zoom as well. And then we have the Tuesday night Team Relentless trainings. Now, when I have my leadership call tomorrow at 10 a.m. with our Relentless leadership, I know we'll have confirmation as far as the rest of the schedule. I'm pretty certain that we are expecting to move forward with the 6 p.m. core rank development training sessions. And let me know what you'd like to hear, because I can also be a voice piece and offer myself for the training sessions. I took a ton of notes that I still have to digest pretty much, so that I feel like I'm going to digest and, re-express and share with you. Cindy and I got a chance to review some notes. Pito and I as well got a chance to review some notes. And I want to make it in a format that I can share it out to all of you. I'll be putting up scripts into the chats as well. And one of the things I'm giving myself as a homework assignment within the next today and tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and complete the learning modules within UWE, the app, the Wealth Education app. Why? Because I started each one of them. Now, it's not new knowledge for me, but I am telling you, I'm serious when I say we are starting a relaunch right now. Huge shout out to Lorna as well, both Lorna and Ida. And then I guess tomorrow we'll see, they can get back to me with the details, but they did as well schedule me for Saturday. In fact, you know what? Not to take away your shine, Cindy. I know we booked a call tomorrow at 3:30. That's the first call, but Lorna was actually in my ear since we were at convention still, talking about how if I could be available for a PBR. Leslie also. So listen, the excitement each of you offer me is only going to set me off like through the roof. Y'all already know I'm loud, I'm flamboyant. I'm going to sit there and just be all crazy. But at the same time, I'm going to be there for you so we can get a whole lot of things done. I want us all to look at calendars as well to doing a relaunch. So again, I know Cindy has a call. We'll do more conversations and discussions with that. I know that Ida, Lorna, and Tamara are letting me know about Saturday. And I know that Leslie as well. I know she said, maybe I'm slipping my mind right now with this. She said, but see, that's why y'all have to help me. Do your part with requesting things with times and dates so I could put it to my calendar. As you all know, we already spoke about the post-convention dates. So Pito and I are planning to go to Charlotte, North Carolina for the event in October. That'll be a one-day event. More details to come. They said the location name, but I don't know anything about a timeline, agenda, or anything. I just know that whoever can make it there, great, cool, awesome. And I will also be in New York City that Thursday and Friday, September 9th and 10th will be, something we'll play with. Details to be determined and confirmed, but at the same time, it's not that, okay, let's just go have dinner. Yes, I want to be able to have dinner with everybody all the time, every single day. That's why I'm living this lifestyle. But at the same time, if I could connect with people that need to hear about this program and information, let me help you build your business, right? Let me help you build your business, right? Like David Marquez has always told us. Let me help you build your business. You have a network of people I have not met yet. And they're going to hear about the opportunity either from you or from me. And I would rather they hear it from you. And I think you would rather they hear it from you too. So that way it's a definite win across the board. So that's another thing as well. And individually, I know that Ida and I did our coaching calls. We got those started. Cindy and I did our coaching calls. Pito and I have been doing coaching as well. But from each one of you, I as well need to know, like for this week, what your availability is like for us to do a one-on-one Zoom, because I'll clear this up. I'll open up the lines and I'll take questions, but I don't want to overextend it because I'm not only here with most of you for dinner, but really I know that some of you have created posts. You shout out to Nationally for spending, instead of the gala night hanging out in party mode with us, she was in the room generating leads. And I know that's going to be something powerful that we can go ahead and take our business to the next level. But again, for the sake of time, for the sake of circumstances where I'm at right now, I can't write any notes down. If anyone wants to unmute the line and share with me a thought or a request or a game plan, then feel free to do so. But we're going to have at least these minimum Sunday calls. And other than that, we need to go ahead, relaunch. I want us all to act like we just started today and we paid the same $2.99 that Ashton Henry paid, or Alfred Nixon paid, or Mike Burgos paid, or whoever the other top 5 were that paid, that now they're making a 6- and 7-figure income every single year, because we have access to even more of the tools than what they had available when they got started. So I hear somebody unmuted. Go ahead. Please take the line. Don't leave me talking out here. What's good? Talk to me.
Hey, Myra. Myra.
Yes.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
hear me? Okay. So Dallas and I was talking about, I mean, we didn't put it in place yet, but our plan is to go to different apartments. And I had mentioned it before, and, talk to those managers there, and also hitting up some realtors' offices. So I don't know if you have any suggestion on, what you think. Or... Hello?
So my line was muted, so I could hear you. Sorry about that. And I was replying in the chat. My best suggestion to you, have you all checked out the brochure? Like, how awesome is the brochure in the 1 through 10?
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, definitely.
So my suggestion, when you're cold market recruitment, I mean, if you didn't already know, cold market recruitment is when you basically just go off of the strength of what you're offering professionally, and you just offer someone a service. And you could go to a brick and mortar business. You could sit there and have conversation with people that you don't necessarily know. You don't have that rapport. You don't have that reputation with yet, or that relationship yet. But you're just wanting to say, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Lorna. I'm in the Tampa area. I'm in the Brandon area. And these are some services that you might have clients for. So you can actually help your book of business and maybe consider expanding the services you provide. Check this out. And then, and then have a conversation. But the thing is, you never know if that person's with the client. You never know if they're not in. You never know if they're not available. Now, if you're just going to do straight up distribution, those brochures would still be the very best way to go. The other thing too is, if you look at the 1 through 10, the 1 through 10, they distributed that during the meeting today. I'm going to look to either order some of those, but definitely at least one of the ones that I have, I'm going to have it laminated. I suggest that to you, because when Xavier called me on the phone and explained the program, that I didn't see a video, I didn't see a PowerPoint, I didn't see a Zoom. We just had a conversation. He then, at the very first meeting I attended, gave me a laminated 1 through 10. And let me tell you, the first about 15 to 16 customers or so that I got started, it was over the phone, me looking at the 1 through 10, just like I'm holding my phone right now. I sat there and I just read what it said and I answered, and that's how I got my first, dozen or so people to get locked in and sign up. So we have so much more to offer, but that's a tool that we should not take for granted. I want to take it a little bit back to kind of I'm informing you about what it is that we can offer you right now type of situation. So that's one thing I would say about that. And up until August 31st, we have a 15% discount. So when we put in the promo code is 15, you'll get 15% off your total purchases. Now, look, not everyone has the same financial circumstances. Not everyone has the same budget for marketing and advertising. But the way I see it is, if you could decide that you want a Starbucks coffee and it's a few bucks, or Dunkin' Donuts coffee, which I'm guilty of because they're like around the corner from where I live. But just if there's something you like to do for yourself, just because you like to do it and it's a simple little thing, You might not realize it if you're not using the budgeting tool, but when you start to pay mind to where it is that your money goes, you end up deciding and being able to identify, oh my goodness, this is like the third pack of gum that I pick up this week. Like, and again, it's not about the dollar amount per se for that specific thing, but if you look at the overall picture on where your money goes, trust me when I tell you, you end up spending money on other things that are not an investment on you growing your business. And when you think about having gotten started for under $300, for some of us quite some time ago, for launching and creating this business, your success, and you having tools to winning, you having access to winning tools is worth the investment. It's a tax deduction, it's a tax write-off. I want us to think about, once you're making six figures, you don't want Uncle Sam to come and take those six figures or more out of your pocket. That being said, instead of you paying Uncle Sam in high taxes, you have to think, because everybody on here is going to succeed, right? We're all taking this to the next 1 or 2 levels, right? Like, I think my goal right now, my vision is at least in 2 or 3 promotions from where I'm at right now. So for you, it should be no less. On that level of growth, you're going to have more income, right? Having more income is also going to qualify you to another tax category. So when it comes to being a business-minded individual, knowing they get taken this straight to the top, we have a new company, a new company name, a new brand, killer marketing material and information, and an app that's going to take us to the next level. We just came back fired up for a convention. We're going to $1 billion. And all those factors taken into account, you need to hurry up and get to your contact and network of people before somebody else from FES does. Because you would rather they hear it from you. And sometimes they would rather hear it from you too. But if you never tell them anything, they can't get started with you. That being said, it is well worth it to make that investment into the brochures. I'm as well going to get a 1 through 10. I know we got them from attending, so I'm going to laminate the one that I have and start out with that. Give yourself a budget so that, take advantage of the 15% off. But I really think that if you think about a 20 pack of the brochures is $12.50. And you'll get 15% off for this month. I mean, how fast do you want to go? It's a matter of numbers. Do you only want to introduce 20 people this month? Do you want to introduce 100 people this month? Remember what Alfred said, a proper presentation of 13 people will equal 1 enrollment. I mean, if you want to do the math that way, then if you know you're going to make the purchases or whatever the case is, again, write down your game plan, have some type of aim. And if you need me to help review the compensation plan and the title requirements plan, page, I believe 13 in the comp plan book. I'm not sure. I have it open as a tab on my iPad all the time. And if you need help dissecting that or looking into it, please let me know. But I guess the idea really is if you don't yet have at least 3 personally sponsored agents, that's task number 1. That's task number yesterday. And on top of that, how we can work with helping them get to field trainer. That's, of course, as well, task number yesterday. But ultimately, we're going to work on going through what their goals are too, how it is that we can help them. Because a lot of you have been able to introduce people. You actually, all of you on this Zoom right now, all of you, with the exception of Natalie, who has had the nationally, who has had the least amount of time. Nationally. So with the exception of Nationally, who's going to enroll her very first agent in the next 24 hours, each one of you have known what it is to enroll an agent. Now we need to work with them and not leave them behind and make sure we're bringing them with us along this journey. It looks like from all those who attended, it seems like it's all of us who were here at convention. And that's okay. That's okay. But what we're going to do is moving forward, having much more of a follow-up system. And I'll be rolling out additional training sessions that I'll be offering you, but definitely our team on Sundays. So first assignment I know I'm, taking on is going through the training modules under the Ultimate, the Ultimate Wealth Educator app, and looking to see who else I could schedule. And I'm opening up right now. I'm opening up for the floor. I see that there's some chats. I'm going to take a look at those messages. But if anybody needs to unmute themselves and let me know. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Vito. I appreciate it. He put in August 31st and promo code 15. Is there anyone else that wants to go ahead and unmute their line, or is there anything else, any other question, any other request or suggestion for the moment? No? Okay. Yes?
I can't talk.
Oh, I can't talk. I'm sorry. You could put it in. Do you want to put it in the chat? Another thing I was gonna.
No.
What was that?
Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'll shut up.
One thing that I extremely recommend is to, if we are a team, to build together, and work together. So we make each other accountable of what we're doing. Not to say, oh, I'm going to work for you or do your job, but to make each one accountable to be able to grow. I get to laughing.
No, that's awesome though. Good point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I really, really appreciate it. You have some amazing leadership skills in you, Dali. I can't wait till we walk in the stage. I'll be like, her, because we're going to start putting you on blast because you always make yourself small and you're making a big impact already. Even one of the silent killers on the team, everybody. If you didn't already know this woman, I'll look at it, I'll pull a report. Oh, snap. She got like 4 customers all by herself. No 3-way call or anything. But again, we're going to bring you out of that show because that just means that if you've been able to do that before ever even coming to convention, Chacha, what you gonna do now? It's crazy. But yes, good point. So what I feel like is, I would like for you all on a minimum of a weekly basis. So before we get on our calls on Sunday, throughout the week, I want you to share your numbers with me. And so this is what it means, right? If you're feeling confident, like you're moving forward, you're getting leads and we're in contact because you have 3-way calls you schedule me for, or if you have people that you've locked in and enrollments, or if you've had people that have attended the webinars, no problem. But if you're feeling like it's not happening for you, then I want you as well to let me know before the week is over. But when you're making things happen and you're in motion, then you could give me those numbers on a Saturday. So that if there's something missing or something else I should go over Sunday, then I can do that too. And it's, as a matter of fact, no, let's treat this like a job. So honestly, keep track of your numbers from Monday to Friday. Give me an update on Friday or Saturday early, just so that if I have to prepare something to serve you better on Sunday, then I can do that. But that way on Saturday, if it is that I need to reach out with you and get in touch with you or get a call, or if I have questions on the numbers that you send me, then I can serve you better, right? Instead of just us being on that Zoom and us not making progress, right? And if it is that I need to go through back office, launch, or questions, or enrollments, or leads, or scripts, or what are we doing this week for posting, then I can do that on Sunday. So we have a game plan going into the week. Does that sound fair? Okay, I see. So I see Ida and Cindy shaking their head yes. I know some of you have the cameras off. I see Pito saying thumbs up. Lorna, not sure. Christy, cool. Thank you. Macho, dope. And yes, and I'll check with everybody that's here with us tonight. Yes, awesome. Thank you guys. So good. So that's definitely 2 things. And I'll have to write down these notes when I get inside. So again, Sunday night, 9 p.m. You're right. It isn't a job. This is our business. This is our future. This is our legacy. We're the bosses. We're the CEOs. But I do want us to hold ourselves. If we ever had a job, if we ever paid for somebody else's dreams, then we're going to clock into paying for our dreams too, because I kind of like going out a lot. I like things. I like nice things. I like to eat good. I like to have experiences. I want all of us to enjoy those things too. So Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Then between Monday and Fridays, you all will keep me posted or keep tabs of your numbers. Now, what do I mean by numbers? I had this conversation with some of you during the week. So numbers is how many people did you invite, or how many conversations did you have? How many people did you invite? And what came of it? How many people saw the presentation? Or how many people did you schedule me for a 3-way call? How many people started? How many people are in your follow-up pipeline? Those types of numbers, okay? And as we're able to look at those numbers, then we can see what is happening with, either who you follow up with, how many attempts are you making, and also hours. So another thing I want from each of you too is how many hours you're available to work on this business. How many hours you're available to work on this business? Because if you can only work 2 hours, and again, it's going to change. It's going to fluctuate. We are each our own bosses. So if you're going to go to Greece for a week, just take a lot of pictures and let me live vicariously through your pictures, because I haven't made it to Greece yet. But if you're going to be out or doing something, or, tending to obligations and responsibilities, and look, life is going to still keep happening. But I need to know how I can serve you with your schedule. And so we can seriously have the accountability, numbers. We're going to have some quantifiable information. And I can also look to opening up other presentation times. Now, when I'm doing a Zoom, if one of you schedule a Zoom for me or something, And no problem, no issue whatsoever. But I'll go ahead and probably share it out with us, our team access. Because if I'm doing one on Thursday at I don't know, 3:00 in the afternoon, if any of you have somebody else on Thursday at 3:00 in the afternoon that got in, then I want you to take full advantage of that. Okay, so that's just one thing I'm going to share with you all across the board. And let me look in the chats real quick and see. All right, yes, more consistent together. Yes, we're going to be meeting Sundays, 9 p.m. It is not a job, it is a business. And it is true, we need to treat it like our very own business because we are bosses. We are all CEOs. So does anybody else have any other question or anything else that we want to touch base with before, before I just sit back and we do some more brainstorming, take some notes down, and then I'll message you all on that chat. My food is cold. It's okay. I'll live. I've had bad food before too. It's probably good. And it's okay. My food is cold. All right. So on that note, it is 9:33. Yes.
Myra.
Yes. What's up, Tamara?
I'm good. I have a quick question. I never really like created like a contact list. What I used to do, I just used to like run through the numbers. Like if I know people who I know that I want to reach out to, I would just reach out to them like one by one.
What you should do is open up your phone, and you have an iPhone, right? So here's what, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this with you at the same time. Go to your contacts and scroll all the way down to your contacts. All the way down. When you pass the letter Z and then you hit pound, like the number sign, how many contacts do you have in your phone?
Okay.
In 1 mile, use the right 2 lanes.
Actually, everybody in the team, if you can all hear me, go ahead and put in the chat the number of contacts you have in your phone.
I have 148.
That's not good. I have 3,033 contact phone numbers in my phone.
Okay.
No, I don't know who they are right now. I don't know. I'd have to look. I know all of you are in my contacts, but you know why I want to be able to point that out with you is because what if your success depended on those 100 and whatever people and only who they know? Right. You need to add more contacts to your list. So, but also another thing too, another thing that I want to ask you too. Okay, I see Mancho has 697. I see Cindy has 504. Nashley has 104. Ida has 180. Listen, I want to have you asked every one of those 108 or 80 or 104, or have you already reached out to each one of those contacts yet?
Some of them.
Okay, if you have not reached out to all of those contacts yet, you have 100 and whatever number it is that you have available right now that haven't heard about this information, and they're either going to hear about it from you or they're going to hear about it from somebody else on the team. So that's the first place to start. If you don't know where you're doing, if you don't know where you're going, if you have no clue on what to do next, you have over 100 contacts in your telephone right now that you can go ahead and use the Ultimate Wealth Educator app to text them a peak curiosity text. Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, so on that note, since my food is cold and I am hungry and I don't function too well when I'm hungry, I'm gonna go ahead and unless there's anything else that's burning, if somebody wants to put something in the chat or unmute themselves real quick or say something. I mean, I know we're fired up, but I gotta fill the tank too. Anybody else? Any closing remarks?
There you go. You go email. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, you're amazing.
You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Thank you. Okay, well, again, thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you so much for believing in yourself and taking that step forward. We've only gotten started. We have that much more to do. I'm thrilled. So again, the assignments are, again, next Sunday, 9 p.m. Zoom. Unless you need me for sooner, then please text me. Between Monday, tomorrow, and Friday, you're going to keep track of your numbers. Start getting a notebook to do that. And numbers, I mean, How many people have you piqued interest with? Like, how many people have either seen the information? How many have you invited to a Zoom? And how many have attended or seen the information? And you're also going to sit there and let me know if you, let's see, what were the other things? See, if I don't have a notebook, I think real fast. So let's see, the other thing we're going to do is contact list. Like I said, you can start with a phone dump, go through the individuals you have on your contact list, do the lead generation, acts of increasing your friends on Facebook, reaching out and following more people on Instagram, increase your numbers, man. Like, I think the only person that had higher numbers than me is, if I'm reading this correctly, is okay. So Pito has 7,658 contacts. Who are all those people? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people to follow up with.
Chill.
You better turn them contacts into leads. The other thing is go through the United Wealth Education app, training courses. I'm going to do that as well. Give me an update and let me know how far you've gotten. And also keep me posted on numbers. If you're able to successfully share this information to people throughout the week, then we can have that status on a Friday or Saturday morning. But if you find you're stuck and a day goes by and you haven't talked to anybody, you haven't reached out to anyone or done any exchange or peak of interest, please let me know ASAP so that I could work with you directly and we can get it done to make it happen. So I was able to record this. Let me get inside and eat. Thank you everyone for connecting. I love you guys. Let's take this to the top team access. We're gonna get it. Bye. I'll catch y'all on the next one.